How to get the women you interest in. A down and dirty guide to dating and seduction. For the man who's fed up with being Mr. Nice Guy. By Ross Jeffries. Published in the USA. For more information or free catalog, contact Ross Jeffries. 6245, Bristol Parkway, Suite 275. Culver City, California, 90230. Disclaimer. Neither the author nor the publisher assumes any responsibility for the use or misuse of information contained in this book. The reader is warned that the use of some or all of the techniques in this book may result in legal consequences, civil and/or criminal. Use of this book is done at your own risk. He who will not take the hint must take the consequences. Glenn V. Covey. How to get laid. Introduction. Unfair seductions in an unfair world. Many people who read the rough draft of this book were upset by parts of it. Invariably, I'd hear the same complaint. These tactics you're teaching probably work really well. We thought the parts on power and confidence and on meeting women were great. But some of the actual seduction techniques are downright dishonest and unfair. They really don't give the woman any choice. Why don't you just leave them out of the book? Then no one could possibly have any objections. Okay. Let's get the unfair charge out of the way. Yes, some, and I mean some of the seduction tactics in this book could easily be classified as unfair. And, truth to tell, I had some serious moral reservations about putting them in the book. However, unfair and fair are relative terms. If you and I are in a boxing match, and we are both fighting by the rules, then it is totally unfair for me to kick you in the nuts and poke you in the eyes. You are fighting by the rules, and so should I. But, if you start fighting dirty, I will feel under no moral obligation whatsoever to continue to stand there like a fool and take it. I'm going to toss out all the rules and fight to win, no matter what it takes. Unfortunately, when you deal with women, you may often find yourself in that type of situation. They expect you to play by the rules, but they feel perfectly free to do whatever they want. For example, lots of women are more than happy to spend your money and time, and generally lead you on, letting you think you have a reward, sexual, coming. They talk about sex on the date, touch you a lot, and act very seductive. Then when you make a pass, they freak out and scream about what animals men are, how we're only after one thing. Or they let you have it with that famous line, "I'm just not attracted to you." Maybe you find out that she was just using you as a social spare tire because her boyfriend was out of town for a few weeks and she didn't want to sit at home alone and look at the four walls. Of course, if you really want to be a gentleman, you may not find any of this out until the third or fourth date. You don't want to behave like an animal and make a pass on the first date, do you? So you hold off a while, and then the slap in the face hurts even more. Now, any chick who pulls this off deserves to be on the receiving end of the most unfair tactics you can use. You are under no moral obligation to be her victim, and you are a fool if you permit it. So, by all means, play fair with a woman until she shows you that she is playing unfair with you. As soon as she starts to pull shit, then either walk away completely or let her have it with everything you have in your arsenal. And while we're on the subject of fair, is it fair that the good-looking and rich guys should get all the beautiful women while you and I have to settle for the dogs? Are you any less deserving of complete sexual satisfaction than some pretty boy who was blessed by genetics and daddy's bank account? Why should you just meekly roll over, and accept a situation that sucks, good buddy, when you can be getting your share, and then some? Something else to consider, when it comes to sex, women have a massive power advantage. It's relatively easy for even a fat, ugly troll to obtain sexual satisfaction. All she has to do is go to any bar or club, act even mildly flirtatious, and be willing to put out. She's sure to get laid, if not by the best-looking guy, then at least by someone. It's much harder for even a decent-looking guy to get satisfaction, sexually. For guys, getting laid is a chore. For women, getting laid is a choice. Never forget this difference in the balance of power between the sexes. The tricks and tactics you'll learn in this book will make you one of those rare guys who are on the choice side of that power equation. While we are here, I better make something else clear. I do not believe that sex is the be-all and end-all of relating to women. Nor do I believe that it is always necessary or even desirable to use the tactics outlined in this book, whether fair or unfair, to get a woman to sleep with you. It is certainly possible that the particular woman you fancy may be smart enough and have enough good sense to want you just as you are, without any games or bullshit on her part. She may also be sane and psychologically healthy enough to express that desire naturally, without any hang-ups or guilt games. You might even find, gasp, that the friendship and intimacy you share with a lady are more important to you than sex. When you find a lady like this, cherish her as the rare treasure she is. Hang on tight, and don't let go. Unfortunately, based on my own experience, and the experience of hundreds of men I've interviewed, most women do not fit into this category. I wish they did. The reality is that they do not. The reality is that you, as a man, are going to be sexually attracted to many, many women, very few of whom are going to naturally desire you, and who you can also respect, love and admire. Many of these women are going to be hung up sexually, depressed, suffer from low self-esteem, eating disorders, alcoholism, etc. Heck, I even briefly dated a woman who turned out to be bulimic, alcoholic, and was also secretly a hooker. Top that for a dating disaster story. Now, you may decide, the heck with it. If you can't at least like and respect a lady, and if you have to resort to tactics you learned in a book, then it just isn't worth it, and you will skip dealing with such loser females altogether. I certainly can respect that choice, it's the choice I eventually made myself. But only you can make that choice. Even if you do, this book will still be of great value to you, because you will learn fantastic techniques for improving your confidence, meeting, and picking up women anywhere, anytime, and how to quickly recognize and swiftly eliminate all the nutty losers before they get to empty your wallet, bend your brain, and kick your heart in. You'll be able to get rid of the dirt, so you can enjoy the diamonds. A few more words before we get on with this book. There's one big mistake that all the so-called pickup chicks books seem to make. That is, they don't tell you how to have the confidence and power to actually go out and use all their great seduction suggestions. This is a critical mistake. Great advice does you no good at all if you can't actually go out and apply it. All it really does is make you feel worse, because now you know what to do but you still can't do it. At least when you were ignorant you had an excuse. This book will not make that mistake. In fact, the whole first section is dedicated to showing you how to have the confidence and power to be able to easily use and apply the tactics in the other two sections of the book. We'll also show you how to use your own creativity so you can develop your own seduction tactics that perfectly fit your unique personality and circumstances. Not bad for one little book, huh? A final word. Throughout this book, I will be laying down certain ideas that you would do well to memorize and use. I suggest you get some 3x5 index cards to write these ideas down so you can go over them as you need to. There will also be exercises to do. It is essential that you do the exercises. Just reading them will get you nowhere. Enough chit-chat, let's go to battle, men.